let's talk about the marginal pricing. Now, marginal pricing is actually an interesting thing because with margin, you're just talking about the next one. Okay, think of it this way. Let's say you're making, let's say this is a thing. You're dealing with pens, right? So there is this pen. What is the cost of making this pen? You know that one, right? But then what if we add an extra one? So how much will it cost us more to make the next one? Okay. Will it cost us more to make the next one? So the next one here is margin. Okay. So this, when you talk about marginal pricing, it's just how much does it cost us to make the next thing? So if there are 4, it means what's the margin? Well, at this point, there are 4. If you add a 5th one, that's the marginal, right? So marginal is always going to be the next thing. So in this case, the company or the business is simply trying to figure out, yes, we are making these things at this particular price. If we add more, is it going to cost us less or is it going to cost us more? I mean, there are scenarios where making an extra thing doesn't cost you much. There are scenarios where making an extra thing will cost you much. So let's take an example to understand that. Okay, so first of all, for example, if I produce a PDF for you to download, the cost of doing that is high at the start, but then the cost doesn't increase with the number of downloads. Okay, so as you download my PDF summaries and all that, it doesn't really cost me more now, does it? But it was expensive when I was starting, right? If I'm doing it, just doing one, research, writing, editing, all that stuff, right? Speaking of PDFs, downloads, and content and things of that nature, if you're interested in getting those sort of things, make sure you sign up to my newsletter. Okay, every week you'll get at least 2 newsletters depending on the choices that you've taken. There's going to be one on Monday, which just talks about, revenue, business, increasing your income and things of that nature, business tips, all that stuff, right? The Money Monday. And then Wednesday, again, depending on the choice you've taken, okay, you'll get summarized content depending on if you're doing this and you're in CIPS, okay, you're doing procurement and supply, depending on the level you are in. For example, if you're in level 4, you get issues relating to level 4, 3 issues relating to 3, 2 issues relating to 2, 5, 6, and all that, right? If you are not even doing all those ones, of course, you'll also get content that's just associated with, business from a general perspective. So there is that. Make sure you sign up. Now, let's continue with the marginal pricing. Remember, what's the cost of making the next thing? The marginal, the next thing, okay? High margins, on the other hand, so remember you can have less margins, like the PDF examples. But then high margins, on the other hand, include things like cost of manufacturing, an extra sport car, or a bespoke suit. See, that doesn't cost you less. You go to a tailor, you say, I want you to make this particular custom-made suit because of your, whatever, status in life and things of that nature. It doesn't cost that tailor less to make an extra one. It will just cost them more because these are designer stuff, which is different from if they're just doing mass production. So with mass production, cost less. With custom production, the extra one still costs more. Now, let's see, to understand that, let's look at it from a practical angle. And let's assume that you are, again, dealing with a bakery and you make 100 loaves per day. Obviously, if you're making 100 loaves per day, you're incurring both fixed and variable cost. And so if you make an extra loaf, 101, the fixed cost doesn't really change now, does it? So let's assume that when you're making these 100 loaves, you've already covered your fixed and your variable cost. Well, in this case, you've covered your fixed cost, which means when you're making the next one, you're just going to assume that the only new number that you're going to be dealing with is the variable cost because the fixed costs are already there, already covered by the first 100. Are we on the same page here? Okay. So if you're paying rent to make 100 loaves and there is still space in that room, by making 101, the rent doesn't go up. That is all you're saying. So in this case, let's assume that our fixed cost, okay, so the rent is 1,000 per month, salary is 2,000 per month, equipment 300, which makes our total fixed cost to be 3,300. But then our variable cost, okay, in this case, one loaf, so ingredients, $1 per loaf, packaging 0.2 per loaf, labor cost 0.5 per loaf, which makes our total variable cost to be $1.7 per loaf. You already know that the fixed cost doesn't change. We are assuming that at 100, you're already covering your cost. So with that extra space, let's say you decide to make 20 extra loaves. So the question is, these 20 extra loaves, how much will they cost you? I'm just feeling hungry talking about bread. Anyway, so those 20 extra, how much will they cost you? That is what you're trying to figure out here, assuming that, we are holding the assumption that the fixed costs are already covered. So, which means the only extra money you're going to be incurring here, or extra cost, is going to be variable cost. Since our variable cost is 1.7, okay, let's assume that the bakery decide to set the price of the extra loaves at 2.50. At this point, the price covers the marginal cost, which is 1.7, and leaves 0.8 per loaf as additional profit. That's the thing. So the first loaves, we are selling them at actually different price. In fact, the first loaves, you're selling them at $4. Let's assume that's the thing, okay? Because the question will be, okay, how much are we selling them for? So the first 100, those ones go for $4. But then the next extra ones, the next 20, the marginal, the 20 extra that we are just making based on the extra space we have, those ones go for 2.5. So how does this affect the business? So our current sale will be 100, the first ones, times 4, which means we are making 400. Then the extra, which is 20, multiply that by 2.50 will give us 500, which means our daily revenue is 450, which means the bakery will increase its total revenue by 50 while only incurring additional variable cost of $34. That is 20 times 1.70. That's the assumption. The assumption is, well, since you're already incurring fixed costs, this extra one you're just going to incur variable cost. And so that will give the business an extra $16, that is 0.8 times 20. Remember our difference, okay, between the price you're selling and the variable cost was 0.8. So that becomes our profit per day. Now, this can't always just work every time. The only time this one will work is if, number one, there's an extra production capacity. It will only work on a short-term basis, okay? Otherwise, you have inventory problems to deal with. It will also work if competition is such that lower prices can help you remain competitive without losing money. Because if it is something that doesn't get affected by change in price, then it also won't work. Marginal, all right? Meaning what? How much does it cost us to make the extra thing, assuming this other thing is already working? So there is that.